Still making impact, leading every day.
Nice.
RJ,
Nice.
RJ. Oh, listen. Let me get your introduction. Because I can't be
Okay.
wasting time.
Okay.
Look.
Okay.
I had the pleasure of speaking with RJ a little earlier. We had to get some things straightened out. Now, listen, my oldest daughter, she's 33 and she was military. So hats off to RJ. He is now I was able to pull it up earlier, but it seemed like it's not. So, without any wasting time, I wanted to say that he is ex-Navy, if I'm not mistaken. Am
Yep.
I correct?
You're absolutely correct.
Okay. And I just want to give you the honor of being in the naval forces. He's also done TED Talks, TEDx Talks, and
Yeah.
you guys should see him in his suit. But RJ, what I'm going to do so I don't kill it, I want you to go ahead and introduce yourself and go on into what makes you smile.
Oh my gosh, Miss England. I am so happy to have met you yesterday. And I actually downloaded the upload of the floppy disk and made it happen. It's the best. Thank you for walking me through that. But anyway, I'm glad you didn't read that whole introduction because every time somebody reads all that stuff, I kind of look around like, who are they talking about? Who is this guy? So, yeah, it's a big, long, drawn out spiel about all this crazy stuff that I'm involved with. And Ken is a big part of this thing. My gosh, I got to tell you, I met him the other day at the conference, the Toastmasters conference. And it's the first time I met him. And I've seen his face because we've done the Zoom thing. And I came right up to him. I saw him before he saw me, which I really liked. And I touched him on the back. He turned around and he hugged me. And he doesn't even really know me. And he hugged me and I hugged him. And man, it was just a really great connection right off the bat. Well, it was a 2-day conference and I was one of the 8 speakers. So here's 1,000 people and I'm one of the speakers. And the speech was great. The speech was great. The guy giving it was not so great. he stumbled a smidgy. But afterwards, Ken was crying and he hugged me and he said, you should have won. And it was about your mom. And, we just had a really nice connection. So here I am. I don't know what I'm really doing. I guess I'm supposed to promote my book. Is that what you guys want to hear about?
Listen, what time is it where you're at?
It's 4:34 in the morning.
Okay, so we look it. They said the early bird gets the worm, so we getting plenty of worms this morning. What
Okay.
now? If you want to promote your book, if that's one of the things that make you smile, I'm gonna say do it. And if you stop before your time is up, then I'm gonna think of something to ask, and we just gonna keep on going back and forth. How about that?
Okay. That's great. That is really great, Miss England. And I don't want to promote my book. I'll talk about it later, blah, blah, blah. But I really want everybody to understand that I retired 3 years ago from the high school. And I taught high school for 14 years after a 32-year Navy career. And it was a wonderful period of time in my life. And then I got done teaching, I retired, and I said, you know what? I can't stop. You can't stop. If you're me, if you're RJ Chapman, you've got to find something to do and you got to get on with it quickly. So right away, somebody saw me do something in the classroom. They said, you're going to do a TED Talk. I'm like, a TED Talk? What is that? I don't even know what it is. And she turned out to be a curator. So the next thing I know, I don't even know if I did anything, but this guy calls me and says, do you want to do a TED Talk? And I said, okay, not knowing what that was. To everybody out there who wants to do a TED Talk, good on you. It's a great experience. It takes a lot of work. It took me about a year. It took me about a year to pull it off, but I did it and it turned out good. It has 95,000 views, I think. And it's a cute story. If you want to cry, get your hankies. And at the end, if you don't cry, I'm not sure your little thing here is beating, but I did the TED Talk and that kept me very busy. And this guy saw the TED Talk. He says, RJ, you got to do a YouTube channel. You got to do a YouTube channel. I'm going to help you. I'm like, okay. So we built this big studio out in my metal building. It's got these cameras. It's called the RJ Chapman Show. Okay, I got to admit, that's a shameless plug. But we've been at it for about 2 years. We have 11,000 subscribers. We're close to being monetized. You got to have 4,000 watch hours. We got a 3,000 something. I don't know. I don't really pay much attention to it anymore because We just videotape one day a month. We do about 5 shows, put them in the can, and then we release them every Thursday. So YouTube has been a really cool thing for me. I've really enjoyed it, had a lot of fun with it. You should, just tune in and watch a story. If I was somebody watching my channel, I'd go to whatever had the most views and watch that one, and then say, "Oh, dang, this guy's got he's got a little something, something." And then, so YouTube is good. YouTube is big. I still do it. And then I went down to Toastmasters. Yeah, Toastmasters. And I was like, what? You can get a ribbon if you give a good speech? I'm like in the 3rd grade, I'm all excited about getting best speaker. And I got a ribbon, and I like that. I was at it for about a year, and they had elections, and I ran for president. And Miss England, I was selected as the president of North Jacksonville Toastmasters. Yeah, baby. Well, I ran unopposed, which is okay. We have a great club. We really do well. We've got some wonderful people, Will Hayes, Margot Thomas, shout out to Jonathan Lindsay. All these people are great. And I love Toastmasters. I'm hooked, line and sinker. Next year, I guess I'm going to be a district something. I don't know what that means. I think I just visit some clubs. But yes, I did write a book because Ken told me, RJ, write a book. I'm like, Ken, okay, I'll write a book. I got a book right here. It's already written practically. And he goes, no, I want a children's book. I said, Ken, a children's book? I don't even know. I never had a children's book ever read to me. I don't even know what one is. I don't have any kids. And he goes, RJ, I'm going to read you a children's book. And on the Zoom call, he read to me this little book about an idea. And it was so cute. It touched my heart. I'm like, okay, I kind of see where we're going. And that day I went to the hospital because I always got to get a B12 shot every month. And the lady goes, they all know me in town. So she goes, Master Chief, right this way. So I came up there. She says, how's your day going? I said, I've never had a bad day. And she said, I want what you got. And I thought to myself, there's the name for the book. I want what you got. And Miss England, I went home and I wrote this thing, and I didn't write it. I just talked it in my phone in about 5 minutes. And then I had the phone, spit it into the computer, and the computer typed it, and I sent it to Ken, and he's all goo goo gaga. I'm like, what? He said, this is the greatest children's book I ever, I'm like, okay. So then I had a cadet from 10 years ago illustrate it, and it's ready to print. It's only been like 2 weeks, and they're fixing to print it. And I don't know what happens after that, but it's just 2 little cookies. They look like little vanilla wafers. And one of them is missing some chips, and the other one's whole. And the whole one is telling the other one what he's got to do to get what he's got. Because I've got something. Now, I'm not alone. Everybody's got something. Trust me. It's figuring out what it is and how you can use it to make other people, and here it is, man, I'm telling you right here. Ken is on to something with this. To make other people smile. There's not enough smiling in the world today. And when you give one, you get like 5 back. So I give a bunch of them out, and I get like 1 million of them back. So yeah, I want what you got. It's so cute. And now I'm on to the second book, which is called Letters from Bob. And that's pretty cute too. I'll just go in real quick. What do I got here? A couple minutes. Okay. So I was a teacher, and we used to watch Bob Ross every Thursday after our uniform inspection. And Bob always had a special message in each one of his things. Well, I had this thing. I'm going to show it to you. I had this journal that a kid gave me. He gives me this journal, and I don't even know what a journal is, but it's empty pages. It doesn't have any words in it. I thought it was the story of Bob. And for 14 years, they wrote me letters. They wrote me letters. And I promised them that I would never read these letters until I retired. And then I retired, and I read these letters, and they're very good. They're heartfelt. It puts you in the mind of a 15-year-old kid and what you mean to them as a teacher. And so this book that I'm writing, Letters from Bob, it's like 2 paragraphs from me about the kid. and why they wrote the letter. And then it's their actual letter. And that's like chapter one. And there's 62 letters in here. And they're awesome. They're awesome. And I do remember these little ding dongs. I think back and I remember, oh, I remember that one. And I don't say their names or anything. I always sign it, your favorite cadet. Because every time I see one of these little guys, little gals, they're always, hi, Master Chief, it's your favorite cadet. So those are my two books. Any other questions? You're on. Miss England?
I absolutely love your energy at 4 in the morning. Now, you're a post military, so y'all are
Yes.
always up early in the morning anyway, right? So this is normal for
Yes.
you, okay?
Yeah. Yeah.
I absolutely love the titles of both of your books,
Oh,
and I mean, you're onto something as well.
okay.
Usually they say they when they talk about the, in the Bible, how the anointing flows from the beard, comes from the
Yeah.
head down. And right now, Dr. Smiley is the one heading this up.
Gosh.
How can we not get the anointing that he's bringing into so many areas through our smiles?
I'm
Like,
telling you, this is nuts. This is nuts that he's doing this. And I'm not lying, Miss England. When I hugged him and he hugged me and he was crying on my speech and he even wrote a little thing to me. He said, my brother. And, when he first talked to me, he goes, you know what, RJ? I'll tell you what you are. I go, okay, Ken, what am I? He goes, you're the long shot. I said, a long shot? He goes, yeah, like Rudy or Hoosiers, he goes, but I'm gonna take the shot with you. And here we go. Here
here
we
we
go.
go. And it's been a fun journey. I don't know about you, but ever since I've met him, it has been an awesome journey. Like literally, when he says connect, he really connects people.
Mm. Yeah,
And
it's something.
so, before we get off, because we have a
Okay.
couple of minutes, what was one of the main things that made you smile today? You have about a minute and a half. What was one of the main things that made you smile today?
I'll tell you the main thing, meeting you. You saved my life last night. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm good to go. I can actually do it tomorrow because I've been looking forward to this thing. And smiling for me is pretty automatic. It's my way of life. I'm a very positive person. You can train yourself to do that. It takes a little bit of work, but I used to do a real quick. You're gonna love it, Miss England. I used to do a little lecture, and I draw a straight line across the board. I go, okay, I'm done. I've just taught you guys all leadership, and they're looking at that straight line, going, "What the heck, Master Chief?" And I said, then I draw a line this way, and it makes the positive sign, and they're like, "Oh." I said, 90% of the world is the one line. I want you to be the second line. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. I look forward. I don't know which next space we're going to be in when it comes to Ken, but I think we're all ready. It says be ready in and out of season. So we're ready to go.
Yes,
I thank
ma'am.
you, sir.